Amir Washington. How are we doing today?
Good, how are you?
All right, I'm doing quite well now. Seeing how you're a freshman, just getting started in high school. Let's start with, how did middle school go for you?
Good and bad at the same time.
What do you mean by that?
Good socially,
Okay, so socially you were the man. Bad, why?
because I was the man bad.
Okay, so being the man as is good and bad.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything from that?
Yes,
What did you learn?
to learn how to be social and do my work at the same time.
That's a big deal right there. That's how you become successful in life. It's a big deal. So how you feeling today?
Good, chill,
Jill?
yeah.
How is school going for you thus far? How is your transition from middle school to high school?
Smooth,
What do you mean by smooth?
like, high school is more smooth than middle school.
Quick question: do you think it's because of the temperament in which the way you are looking at it, or do you just think it's just because it's a new level?
Just because it's in the look.
Okay. So because it's a new level in general. Okay, that's a beautiful thing. Now, what are some of your hobbies?
Football, playing a game, eating, chilling with my family, and being outside, physical.
Okay. So being outside is a big deal for you. All right, football wise, what are we thinking about with football? How far are you trying to take that?
College football.
You trying to play college football for sure?
Yes, sir.
Is that it? Is that where your goal stops for football, or what's your goal? Like, what's your end
My
goal?
goal is to go to the NFL.
So, okay, first you want to make it to college, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you also want to make it to the NFL.
Yes.
Okay, that's a beautiful thing. Now, okay, you say you play the game.
Yes.
What games do you play?
Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, Madden 2021, 2K, Fortnite.
Okay, so you like to play games in which it takes critical thinking.
Yes.
Right, so you should be a legit critical thinker.
Yes.
Okay, that's a beautiful thing. Now, being outside, okay, what do you like doing outside other than playing football?
Just to be in the sun because it get my energy up.
Okay, that's a beautiful thing. That vitamin D is heavy and it does give you that energy, and it's smart to understand how to use that energy versus letting that energy get the best of you. And it happens to the best of us. Really quick, the last time I seen you, I gave you the career clusters homework to do, so we can figure out, out of the 16 career clusters, what is best for you, so we can go ahead and push forward with, the classes that we will have you in, and also, probably majors in college, right? So right away, but before we get into those results, what do you want to do academically with your life?
Succeed.
Okay.
Make sure my work's done.
Okay. So what do you want to major in?
Major as an architect.
Okay, so you want to be an architect. Why?
Or engineer.
Okay, why?
Because actually I'm creative like that.
Okay, so you like to use your hands and you like to pretty much build things.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just say you become that engineer or that architect.
Okay.
What would be something that you would possibly build right now that you could possibly make money off of?
A roller coaster. Tall buildings such as the Twin Towers, Potawatomi building.
Okay.
Like tall buildings in Chicago, not just in Wisconsin, other cities and states.
So you want to build skyscrapers?
Yes.
Now, do you want to actually build the skyscraper, or do you want to be a part of the crew in which they draw up
I want
the
to actually
blueprints?
build. I'm good on my hands. So
Okay. So you actually want to be
actually on in the sky building a thing.
Okay, so you are not afraid of heights whatsoever?
No, sir.
Okay, because you're definitely not going to be able to be afraid of heights when you're taking these things into consideration. Okay, so when it comes to the actual career clusters, right? With this career cluster survey, which you've done already, you were supposed to check the space next to the items that best describes you. Okay? So after checking through all the items that best describe you, we had to look at the different, career clusters in which best fit you. So let's just go ahead and take a look at that. When it comes to the career clusters, let me see. Initially, you said that you want to be an architect or an engineer. Architecture and construction would have been the second one, and for that one, you have 6, okay, which did not make the top 3 cut. But you said you like to work with your hands, you're curious, good at visualizing possibilities, patient and persistent, physical science, electrical trade, things of that nature. What I will say is, it is still possible. Don't be frustrated that it's not your top tiers. But what I will say with the top tiers, you want to pay attention to those as well, because you might be fruitful and might be able to make money within those realms of revenue. But it did not come, right. It's not too far away, and then you still have a lot, of living to do. So there's no real need to, just be frustrated on that. This is really just to, get you to understand, different things that you might like. And then when we look into the science and technology and engineering, which is 15, that came in what place for you? Let me see. 15, which is the second to last one, and it's not that far off either. That you have a 5 here, which means work in a laboratory, explore new technology, pay attention. Methodical, electronics, computers. So, like I said, do not worry about that. We'll be able to do the different things we need to do to get you into that major if that's what you want to do after high school still. But let's look into your top tiers. Okay, so one of your top tiers for sure was government and public administration. So let's go over what government and public administration is really quick, and then we will see, what you think about that. So government and public administration. Okay, executing governmental functions to include government governance, national security, foreign services, planning, revenue and taxation, regulation, and management and administration at local, state, or federal levels. Also, within that frame, for government, you will figure in college you'll probably major in criminal justice or law. Some of the different jobs that you will be able to obtain within that structure would be law enforcement. Okay, you could possibly be a detective, maybe an investigator.
That's the wrong.
Why are you saying no?
That's the wrong check. I ain't gonna check that.
Okay, so do you feel some type of way about being a cop or being an investigator or something like that? What do you feel about that?
I wasn't born like that to be a police or
Why
detective.
Why not?
Because that's not me.
Okay, so that's just not how you're living.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I understand. So maybe that might not be something that you would want to do. But what I will say is, as you can see through the checks, that is something you possibly could be good at in the future. So I would say just keep it open. I understand where you're coming from, but there's a good side and a bad side of everything. Just like as people out here, in those situations that we feel, are not just for us. In order for us to get those individuals to be just for us, it's some of us that are going to have to step up and take those jobs. Okay, so they can do them the right way. But I most definitely understand where you're coming from, because that's just how it is. Now, the second one, okay, health services, right? Or health science, I'm sorry. Okay, planning, managing, and providing therapeutic services, diagnostic services, health informatics, health informatics, support services, and biotechnology research and development, right? So, what are we getting from this? So in health sciences, you could possibly be a cardiovascular tech, helping individuals within the hospital that deals with people with heart problems, an anesthesiologist tech, which means you will help the person who drug the person before they go in to the surgery, a dental hygienist, help people work on their teeth. You possibly be an occupational therapist, physical therapy, a surgical tech, or even a registered nurse. How do you feel about that?
That's better than being a police.
Well, you really don't like the police, huh?
No, sir.
Why not?
I wasn't born like that.
But what makes you like that? Did they do something to you, or is it
It's just what they do to our black community.
What do you mean by that?
Like, you watch the news?
I try not to.
Okay, well, I know you see what they do to our black community.
I do.
That's your answer.
So that's it.
That's all.
So, do you feel that we can be the ones to possibly change that, or how do you feel? Do you just feel like how do you feel about it? That's just not for you.
It's just not for me.
Okay, definitely understand. Okay, so with the findings and everything that we have, what we could do is make sure that your classes in which you're going to be taking throughout high school could line up to the actual career in which you want, which is engineering, right?
Yes, sir.
Or architectural.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in those situations, you're going to have careers in possibly designing, planning, managing, building, and maintaining the built environment. That's that architectural construction level. With architectural or construction, that's really not a situation where you will have to go to a 4-year institution. It's more of a situation in which you will go to a technical college, in which you'll have some stackable credentials in which you can have. So let's just say you want to go to an MATC right down the street here. You can go to MATC, which has stackable credentials for architectural construction. What I mean by stackable credentials are credentials in which, after the first 2 years, you'll have an associate's degree, and you'll already start and be able to work. After that first 2 years, and you get that that degree. I'm so sorry, but after you get that degree, what will happen is you'll be able to get a job, go back to school. So you'll have your first stackable, then you'll continue to get the rest stackable until you get to the level of the boss at which you can have your own business or whatever the case may be. So this can definitely be done at MATC, but while we're at it, what we can do on this side of things until you get there is just make sure you're taking some designing classes, as well as some building classes, as well as some drawing classes, as well as some engineering classes. We'll look into possibly some internships for you, in which you can actually get on hands experience within the job, and hopefully within that you can place yourself in a job while you're in school. So what I would ask you to do is just get the best grades possible, stay focused. Football wise, because that's not off the table, what I would do is I would work out as much as possible. The first thing is first, you have to get the grades. If you have the grades, this is a way for you to get a football scholarship as well as an academic scholarship. And this is possibly the best way to pay for school altogether. So we're going to keep positive with that, because also with that avenue of football, you can use that as a way to get a scholarship to get an education for free, like I just said. So, if you can make it to the level of, a professional, then there are not too many things that you're going to have to worry about at that point, other than, playing the game and staying physically fit. But other than that, what I would say is you always want to have a firm understanding of what you want to do with your career, so you can always have a second chance or a backdrop. Okay, or not necessarily a second chance, but so you can have, something to lean on other than sports. A plan B, yes sir. So my doors are always going to be open to you. If you ever have any questions or anything, you can go ahead and give me a call. We can set up a meeting, anything. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm here for you, as well as all the students. If you know anyone that I don't know, let them know they can come talk to me, and we can help them out as well. But other than that, I want you to have a very successful, rest of the year, as well as the rest of your high school career. And the future is the limit. I mean, the sky's the limit. You'll be able to do, whatever you set your mind to. Just stay focused, and it'll happen for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you so much.